You don't want a piece of these streets. It'll make you go bye-bye. You think you're hot but you don't want this heat. It'll make the helicopters fly by.
Someone, are you creative visionary? And welcome to Thriving Thursday. Welcome to Thriving Thursday. Welcome to Thriving Thursday. Welcome to Thriving Thursday. Yes, welcome to Thriving Thursday. I have grass cutting day today. So if my videos sound a little noisy, I'm like, oh my goodness, not today out of all days. This is like my filming day. Why today out of all days? But the sun is out. Well, it's not really out too much. It's perfect, just perfect. Have you noticed that in most of my videos, I am constantly referring to the elements? Okay, hold on. I am constantly referring to the elements and constantly giving thanks to the elements and just the ability to be alive and the ability, just the ability to be alive and the ability to be here on planet Earth and the ability to experience the goodness. It doesn't, you know what I've noticed about this? We're having our chit chat. Let's have our chit chat right now. What I've noticed about this is that as soon as I had my spiritual awakening in the US, it didn't matter where I was in the world. I still figured out a way to connect with nature. So it's not that because I'm living in Thailand and I'm in the jungle, I'm connecting with nature and I'm downloading. I was downloading in Las Vegas. I would go out into the desert. Just the quietness of the desert would be the place where I would get a lot of downloads. The quietness of the bamboo forest in Japan was my ability to download a lot. Even when I was living in China, I realized that if I just went outside into the garden and just took my shoes off and just walked on the grass, I was able to ground. I was able to just ground and feel so much better. Because Shanghai is a huge concrete jungle. It's a concrete jungle. So I want to inspire you to, actually, I want to challenge you to think outside of the box. You do not need to move to a different country. You do not need to shift your life. You do not need to sell your house like I did and move across the world. I just needed to do it because I really needed to heal on a deeper level. Number one, because I knew that if I healed on a deeper level, we could bring more awareness to this narcissism, but I could also have the time to create what I need to create so that we can spread this healing all around the world and we could bring in some serious kick-ass healing. And I needed that time to sit and look at my own dysfunction and look at how I relate and look at how it is affecting my decision-making process. So I am a bit of a risk taker. I am a huge risk taker. Sometimes it works out to the best of my experience immediately, and sometimes it takes some time for it to manifest in the best way it is supposed to manifest. But I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for the sun today. It's hiding behind the clouds, but my videos are perfect and I'm not sweating. No neck sweat. No neck sweat. I'm grateful for the spirit of the air. I'm grateful for Mother Earth. I'm grateful for the waters that I drink, just blessing the spirit of the water. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, binding it all together with ether. Just grateful for life. Just grateful for life. Please do not move around the world. There are challenges to moving around the world. Even if you're estranged, Honestly, there are challenges to moving around the world, understanding a new culture, figuring out just like the day to day, figuring out how people think, how people engage, what you could possibly get yourself involved in. And if you don't have a lot of discernment, build discernment while you are in your culture. I've been doing this for a long time now, 22 years. Just moving, because I left South Africa 22 years ago, and I've just been moving around the world. I've been making mistakes. I've doubted myself. I've had successes, and that has built strength, and that has built confidence, and then I make a mistake. But this is what I found is the nature of life. It is the nature of growth. It is the nature of human. So today I want to talk about self-doubt. Self-doubt. If you are coming out of a narcissistic relationship, whether it be with your parents, whether it be at a job, whether it be with your friends, because there's a lot of narcissistic friends. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about the narcissistic friends. There are a lot of narcissistic people out here on the streets. A narcissistic entanglement, bathing. Yeah. Self-doubt is the order of the day. Self-doubt is the order of the day. So in last week's videos, please, you can look at it here. We talked about self-blame. Self-blame. Before you can even get to self-trust, before you can even get to self-confidence, before you can even get to manifestation and all of this other stuff that we so desperately want and so desperately need and so desperately crave for, we've got to look at the self-blame, the self-doubt, the guilt, because these are the emotions that, if left unchecked, are going to bring you back to zero again. Zero again. I've had to look at my life. I've had to look at this and say, my goodness, like, how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get here? Guilt of living in a toxic family, the shame, the sadness, the loneliness, the self-blame. I've had to look at all of this, the self-doubt. I am now at the stage of self-trust, which is also leading to self-confidence and leading to manifestation, because now I am like, wow, I had to go through these stages, because there's no way. Like last year I was like, I'm going to New York, I'm going to go do the job that I said I'm going to do. I promised Spirit that I was going to work on this, and Spirit was like, yo, you better damn sit down, I got some stuff to show you. You better damn sit down, I got some stuff to show you. You think you have a lot of self-confidence? Let me show you how big this is. It wasn't even 2 days after I checked myself into the soul hospital, which is the temple, to get on busy with my nun things, that Pete Diddy's story broke. And I said, what the frick? I was talking about human trafficking. I was talking about this money laundering. I was talking about all of this last year. If you don't know what I'm talking about, www.futuregenleaders.com/rebirth. Okay, rebirth. I'll actually put it in the description below. I was talking about this, and it literally, as soon as I surrendered and I said, okay, God, I am not going anywhere. You're telling me to sit the hell down. I have made agreements that I'm going to go and do something and work. It would be really great to have the money. I need to work, but you're telling me I need to sit down. And if you don't believe in God, your intuition, let's just say it, let's say your intuition. Spirit said to me, you have no idea how big this is. I need you to shut up, sit down and go meditate. Check yourself into the soul hospital. You are not doing well right now. You think you are doing well, but you're very angry. and you're going to make some really poor choices. So shut up, sit down, and check yourself into the soul hospital, the temple. I put my nun clothes on. I made my hair real sexy, my shaved head. Took off all the nails and the eyelashes and the makeups and everything, and I said, okay, I surrender. 2 days in the soul hospital, 2 days in the temple, boom, P. Diddy things started coming out. I said, wow, everything that I was talking about is real. And now it's happening. Then what was next? It was P. Diddy. Something else happened next. And then it was the IMF in Africa, which I had already told them about. And now it's the romance scams, which I had spoken about. It's like everything that I spoke about is like, boom, fall out in media for the world to see. So then I said to myself, okay, but like, why didn't you trust yourself? You knew all of these things were happening. You knew what was going on in America. Why didn't you just get on a plane and go after coming out of the temple and just go and do the work that you're supposed to do? And I was like, because I still had some self-doubt. Self-doubt is part of the healing experience. When you are healing from narcissistic, abusive relationships, especially if the stuff started at home. Nobody ever believed me when I was growing up. Nobody ever believed me. I would tell them, this Busi Butelezi is demonic. 3 months old. I was 4 years old. And I said, she is demonic. We need to sort this out. We need to work on this. My parents beat me. So you can understand that when you speak, especially as a scapegoat of your family, and you were never believed, and not just only invalidated, but beaten. That is a double whammy. They beat you when you speak the truth. When you call out things that are wrong, that are bad, instead of your parents acknowledging the truth and saying, okay, let's look at this, maybe we can work on this, you are beaten, invalidated, and then beaten. You struggle with a lot of self-doubt. So I am sharing authentically my journey so that you can not compare yourself to me, but see where you struggle with self-doubt, because all of us struggle with self-doubt. I am not the only person that struggles with self-doubt. I am not the only person who struggles with self-doubt. We all struggle with self-doubt at some point in our life, especially coming out of the pandemic. We all struggled with some kind of decision-making, self-doubt, speaking our truths. We all struggled with this. But what I noticed about self-doubt is that self-doubt is a program. If I can invalidate you enough, you will start doubting your reality, no matter how true it is. What I'm grateful for that I did last year was that I created a course on everything that I was talking about. Just vomiting that stuff out was like, now looking back at it, I'm like, damn, I was onto something. I was onto something huge. Spending time out in nature. I spent so much time in the bamboo forest. I spend so much time in the deserts of California and the deserts of Nevada. So much time just listening to the realms of the spirit world. Okay, but I don't believe in that stuff. What? God? I don't believe in that stuff. But spend time listening to your intuition. If you're a man, it is your gut feel. On Wall Street, it is the biggest blessing to have a gut feel. I know that market's going up. I know that market's going down. The stock is going up. That stock is going down. I know. How do you know? Okay, I just feel it. Men have a hard time with just feeling that, especially if you haven't studied psychology, especially if you don't even understand your own emotions. It's very difficult for men to be like, okay, not men, I lie. All of us. We've all gaslit ourselves. We've all been gaslighted. If it's not the churches that are gaslighting you, it's the government that is gaslighting you. If it's not the government that is gaslighting you, it's your friends, it's your family. You are gaslighting yourself too. You are gaslighting yourself too. So, self-doubt is experiencing, number one, the awareness of self-doubt and saying, wow, I have some self-doubt here. I can't trust myself here. Oh my goodness, I know that this is the right path, but I can't trust myself. This is also a symptom of PTSD. It's really a symptom. Like after coming out of a smear campaign, you have some kind of PTSD. Well, some kind. You have PTSD. Maybe it's complex PTSD, or maybe it's just a mild form of PTSD, but you got that going all day long. That's why people who are narcissists, that's why psychopaths, sociopaths, they need to be dealt with harshly and severely. Because you destroy people's lives for no reason. You destroy people's minds for no reason, because you are in turmoil within yourself. And the thing is, okay, when you start involving other people that have no business being involved in these sorts of things that you are getting yourself involved in, this makes me angry. This makes me angry for all of the people on planet Earth that are just being abused for no reason. Abused for no reason. And when I get angry, I do something about it. Sometimes it takes me to get really angry. And I'm like, okay. But I don't want to live in anger. I don't live in anger anymore, actually. I made a choice last year. I was so tired of fighting. And I just made a choice, especially when I checked myself into the soul hospital. I said, I give up the anger. So let me look at my self-doubt. Why do I doubt myself? Guilt came up. Shame for not speaking up about these things earlier on, because I was still involved in the self-doubt. The cycle of self-doubt. Yeah, I think it's important we talk about self-doubt, because we don't talk about it enough. We're like, oh, that person has no self-confidence. But why? Why does that person have no self-confidence? Why does that person have so much self-doubt? I'm grateful for all of the therapy work that I've done, all of the inner work that I've done, because I have the tools to sit down with myself and say, oh my goodness, I have some self-doubt. Let's work on the self-doubt. When did I first feel self-doubt, and how has it kept showing up in my life, showing up in my life? My self-doubt really revolves around family. Honestly, when I really have sat down, I've sat down with myself for like 13 months, and I keep saying this, but like I've sat down with myself and I said, every time it is family involved, there is a lot of self-doubt. When family is not around and I'm estranged and I'm doing this is like kind of like the first time I've been estranged, but 7 years. But when I first went to America by myself and I just was doing my thing, there was no self-doubt. That's why success was fast. There was no self-doubt. Because I didn't have people in my ear speaking. So I'm sharing my story, my vignette, so that we can build some rapport here. How have you been discouraged to trust your own intuition from school? Because even the schools, I had a professor when I was in university who was so critical. I had really great professors, a lot of great professors in university, but I had a few that were just so critical. And I would doubt myself sometimes. I would say something in class and they were like, yeah, it's not right. Oh, speak up, Miss Buthelezi, speak up. We don't understand your British English. I'm like, okay, but like it's English, like No, you don't write it like that. There is no U in color. It's only O in America. So I started kind of like doubting myself, and I was like, oh, okay, so they've never traveled the world. They don't understand cultures. Okay. I'm just here to finish my education. I'm not here to fight with this professor. This has nothing to do with me, and their low self-esteem has nothing to do with me. I just need to get through this degree program and just be done. But even the schools, we put so much self-doubt in children, in our youth. This is why these children, they come out of school and they don't know what to do with their lives, because they are in so much self-doubt. So much self-doubt. So self-doubt is part of the healing process. You will experience a lot of self-doubt. I don't care if actually you grew up in a narcissistic family or mild, heavy. Society as a whole encourages us to live in self-doubt. There is a benefit to living in self-doubt, because then you don't take steps forward to do what you need to do to achieve the dreams and the goals that you need to achieve. And then you stay dependent. You stay dependent. The risks I've taken have been so that I could completely understand myself. Because if I can understand myself and share and speak my truths, hopefully I will be planting seeds in humanity where they can also look at themselves. The more you look at yourself, the more you love your inner bully, the more you have self-love and self-acceptance, the more you're willing to question the doubt. How do you question your self-doubt? Okay. What have I done in the past where I doubted that I would be successful, but I still tried it anyway, and it worked? I've had to question myself. Question myself. Timby, you have achieved some incredible things in this world. Where is the self-doubt coming from? Okay, so you have a lot of self-doubt right now. Yes, I acknowledge that I have a lot of self-doubt. Great. When have you doubted yourself, but did it anyway and achieved some level of success? And then I list 5 things. Oh, I did this, 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 and I was successful. Okay. So this sense of self-doubt is a program that was activated by a smear campaign. Yes. This self-doubt is activated by you allowing yourself to stay in a toxic relationship with your sibling for so many years, and it eroded, and you allowed yourself to erode your own self-confidence. Yes. Okay, so what are you going to do about that? I forgive myself. I didn't know she was involved in witchcraft. I didn't know she was involved in a cult. I didn't know she was involved in all of this criminal activity. I had no idea of this. So how is this your fault? Why do you want to stay in the self-doubt? What are you getting out of the self-doubt? Well, I can feel like a victim and I can live in my pity consciousness, but what is it doing for you? Because you know who you are. This is the power of questioning. This is the power of questioning. This is the power of questioning. You've got to be willing to question yourself. And then after questioning yourself, take responsibility. Okay? So now what are you going to do about this? Okay, now I'm ready. So I went to India and I was like, but I really want to focus on education. I really want to focus on the children. Okay, great. You've always wanted to focus on the children. You wanted to work with young people. Okay, so go and do it then. So then I started teaching, went to India, looked at the children, how they learn, looked at the educational system here, started watching videos of teachers in America who were like, oh my God, I'm out. I cannot. Started understanding the African school system some more, and I kept moving in my purpose. My purpose. Why are the children depressed? Why are the children constantly on the YouTubes and the phones, constantly doubting themselves? Why do young girls have such low self-esteem, comparing themselves on the YouTubes? Why this? These questions I had to ask myself and ask myself and ask myself and ask myself and ask myself, until I came to the realization that this is a program. As narcissism is a program, self-doubt is a program, self-hatred is a program. So how do we deal with this? Because I'm tired of envious, jealous women who are willing to kill. I am tired of it. I'm tired of men who are involved in criminal activities because they just feel that they cannot be the best version of themselves, even when they have degrees and all of this stuff. I'm like, but like, why this? Why this? Because it's happening all over the place in Africa. It's happening. Why this? Why this? So, what I've come to understand about this is that when your purpose checks in and you're like, okay, all I'm willing to do is live out my purpose. Live out my purpose. I've always said that my programs are 13 months long. The reason I'm sharing with you the time frame that it has taken me to get to here is 13 months, is because honestly, you can download your purpose and activate it and embody it and keep it pushing with that life's purpose, unless you're willing to sit. And I'm not saying you need to be like me and just sit down and do. I've done it with clients of mine that were still working their jobs, and no, not working their jobs, running their businesses. But for me, when it came to me and I was in my hell, I was like, okay, I need to stop. I keep doing this for other people. They keep getting all of these incredible results, yet my life is falling apart. What is going on? What is going on? And now that I'm like truly checked into my life's purpose, and I'm just like, wow. I had to work on all of the other energies and the other emotions so that when I speak on them, I can say, yes, I was here. You can go look this video I put up on YouTube and look at who I am now. If I can do it and focus on healing and be involved in my healing journey and just boundaries out for everything that does not make me happy, that does not bring me joy, that does not lift me up, I am not interested. If I can do it, so can you. What kind of a world can we have here on planet Earth? What kind of a world can we leave for our children's children when we choose, make a conscious choice? I am going to start healing. I am going to be more interested in healing the dysfunction, the pain, the grief, the depression, the sadness, the limiting beliefs that I have about myself. What kind of a world, what kind of a mother can I be? What kind of a father? What kind of a doctor, a healer, a nurse, a teacher? What kind of an architect? What kind of a bus driver? What kind of a entertainer? What kind of a human can I be if I just choose to work on myself? And be so in love with myself that even when my self-doubt shows up, I am not hating myself for it. I'm just like, wow, okay, this is what's happening right now. It's great, thank you. Thank you for sharing that I'm in self-doubt right now. But how do I move forward? So that when you see someone else struggling, instead of pushing them down, instead of making them feel worse about themselves, instead of criticizing them, you can lend a hand. We all need sometimes someone to say, you got this. And this is why I love teaching so much, because all day, every day, I am living out my purpose. You got this. Just try. You got this. You got this. This is our job here on planet Earth. When you see someone else struggling, don't keep making them feel worse about themselves. Lend a hand. You don't have to lend a physical hand, but just a smile. but just an encouraging word. You got this. Keep going. You got this. What happened to human decency? How have we become so vile, so nasty, so rotten inside? How have we gotten here? This is my question. You see, I always say I don't tell people what to do. I ask questions. Because if you're willing to even just sit down for a little bit and answer that question, then you're like, wow, I am rot for reals. And it's okay to say I am rot for reals. I am rot. But now how do I get out of this so that I'm not creating bad karma here on planet Earth? This is my question to humanity. This is my question to humanity. So, self-doubt is part of the journey. Self-doubt is part of the journey. It is part of the journey. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to make a lot of bad turns. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to trust the wrong people. And when you find out the things they are capable of doing, you are going to hate yourself for trusting the wrong people. But then you've got to forgive yourself. You have got to forgive yourself. And just say, I won't engage in that ever again, because I've learned my lessons. I've had to say these things to myself. I've had to sit down with myself and look at the decisions I've made and say, wow, that was an interesting learning experience. Self-doubt is part of the journey. Don't hate your inner dialogue. Don't hate it. Sometimes self-doubt is helping you avoid bad choices. Sometimes self-doubt is protecting you. Don't doubt yourself in doubting your self-doubt. Listen to your self-doubt. It maybe has a powerful message for you. Yes? Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video. In the let's have dialogue. In the description below. Maybe we should have dialogue. Let's ask a question. How have you doubted yourself in the past and it worked out for your good? And then the second one is, how have you doubted yourself in the past and realized that, whoa, I would have gotten myself into some serious problems if I hadn't just listened to the self-doubt? So it can go both ways. You know, you could ignore the self-doubt and push forward and it just works out for your highest good. But you can engage in the self-doubt and realize, I could have ended up in prison here. I could have ended up dead here. This is perspective. This is discernment. But the more you're willing to ask yourself these questions and you're willing to ponder the answers, you come to a recognition that, there is a power inside of you that will protect you, that will guide you, that will provide for you, and that will keep you out of major problems. Major problems. Yes? So thank you for joining me on this video. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and all of these things that we do on YouTube. And I will see you in Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday. We're on a series here. Self-doubt series. We're on a series. So I'll see you on Freedom Friday so we can free ourselves from the self-doubt and the emotions associated with self-doubt. Thank you so much for joining me. Toodles!
I got you.